views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with yours truly or not, and where you can subscribe to my news feed at Twitter.com/Gary Baumgarten, so you can be an informed chatter here on Paltalk. And by subscribing, following me on Twitter, you are automatically entered in the contest for a free premium nickname right here on Paltalk. Don't worry if you already have one. We'll give you another one or let you gift it to somebody else. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Welcome to the show. Well, sometimes the politics of the United States are so abundant that even people outside of the United States finds our occasional dips into the political pool to be interesting. And it's happening right now. The President of the United States has been pushing through an ambitious program of legislation. As his party, the Democratic Party, controls both the House and the Senate, he has been relatively or largely successful. We saw the first stimulus bill go through. They're talking about another stimulus plan, and yet there is a new poll today, a Gallup poll, a USA Today Gallup poll, which indicates that the American public is starting to lose confidence in Obama's ability to get the economy back on a sure footing, because most of that money has not yet been expended. I think maybe only 10% of it. And so they have not reaped the benefits of the investment as of yet. And on top of that, the president is really pushing hard for a health care proposal. The Democratic health care proposal is 100 pages plus. There are two other proposals that are floating out there that are counter proposals. And what's happening right now is that the Republicans are recognizing that the president is not as politically strong as he had been even a week or 2 weeks ago. And they are seeing concern and discontent among the populace. And so they're going for the jugular. And that's okay, I guess, to be the loyal opposition. But everybody agrees that the health care program in the United States needs some kind of reform. If you are gainfully employed and your employer provides health benefits, you're okay. If you are indigent, then the government already offers health care benefits. But if you're underemployed, if you're working at a job where your boss cannot afford to give you health care benefits, if you're working part-time, if you are a student, if you are self-employed, the premiums are out of reach, well, then does this group of individuals, or do these groups of individuals not deserve the same kind of health care, at least some kind of minimal health care that the rest of us get? Should it really be just tied into employment? If you have a good job and your employer is fortunate enough to be able to afford health care benefits for you, then you get them. But if not, you don't. Is this how we determine this? Everybody agrees that there has to be some kind of reform. But are the Republicans offering an alternative, or are they just going for the jugular? I have heard some Republican congressmen say in interviews that this is it. This is the president's Waterloo. If he does not get health care reform passed, they say gleefully, rubbing their hands, he is through. He is a one-term president. Well, is that the motivation? Ought that be the motivation for opposing the president's plan? I'm not so sure that his plan is a good one or not. I really don't know, frankly. But if one does not like his plan, then one should, in my opinion, propose an alternative plan, not just go after him on the basis of partisan politics, which, as those of you who are regulars to the show know, I'm disgusted with partisan politics. It's why I'm not a member of either party, and I always have and always will vote independently, sometimes for Republicans, sometimes for Democrats, sometimes for third-party candidates, because I vote for the person, not the party. Okay, Alan Jacey, our political correspondent. How accurate am I? How much on target am I on this, or do you believe that I've missed the mark?
Yeah, hi, Gary, and hello, everyone. Well, you know, first of all, let me get to that it wasn't a congressman, it was actually a senator. It was James DeMint, who's the Republican senator from South Carolina, or one of the Republican senators from South Carolina. And his actual quote was, if we're able to stop Obama on this, it will be his Waterloo. It will break him. Well, the president decided, without naming names, but certainly quoting DeMint, he came back yesterday, guns a-blazing. Probably from, it was probably all that pent-up anger from sitting in the chair opposite Putin, having to listen to him lecture for 55 minutes. And he certainly took it out on DeMint's quote. And it was just the other day, one Republican senator said, and I'm quoting him now, if we're able to stop Obama on this, it will be his Waterloo. It will break him. Now, think about that. This isn't about me. This isn't about politics. It is about the health care system that is breaking American families, breaking America's businesses, and breaking America's economy. Well, that was the president firing back. And I think, you know, he certainly found, which has been, for Obama, it's always been, when it comes to these situations, is finding the boogeyman on the opposite side of the aisle to point the finger at. And then DeMint certainly gave him, on this quote, gave him the right guy to do it at, or to aim his vitriol at. You know, look, right now the president, certainly his approval ratings are slipping. I mean, in the Washington Post, ABC poll on health care, his numbers are down considerably. Same is true on Gallup's poll. Gallup has 44% approve of the way he's handling health care, and 50 disapprove. And then with the Gallup poll, you can break it down between Democrats, Independents, and Republicans. They certainly do a nice sampling that way. But the big key right now, I think, for Obama is to not worry about the polls. I think he has to get something passed right now. So, again, if you do go back to polls last month, there was a poll that was done and said basically 76% of the American people want health care passed, national health care passed. So something does need to be done, and I think that what's more important for the president is that he stays